All right. Let me just get my avatar ready. There we go. That should be everything ready then. Perfect. All right. Ladies and buggers, welcome back to Sonic Colors. So I held a poll like a little bit ago, saying whether I should just go to the Chow Garden and harden for the next stream or do Sonic Advance 2. And by a 0 to 4 ratio, Chow Garden won. Apparently people really like the Chow. So that is what I will be doing next. But for now, I have some loose ends to tie up in Sonic Colors. I mentioned the Sonic Simulator from the last stream, but I only did the first stages of every set. And that's because in order to unlock all the stages, you have to get all the red rings throughout all of Sonic Colors, and yeah, that just would have taken way too long to do on stream. So I decided to gather those off stream and play through the Sonic Simulator stages in a short little mini stream before I do the Chow Garden tomorrow. So this is probably going to be my shortest stream to date. So this is just going to be a little mini thing just to take care of what I want to do. And I guess to make things a little more interesting, I will be making this a Q&A stream as well. So if anyone has any questions that they want answered, you can just put them in the chat and I'll answer them as I see them. So for now, let's just get into the let's just launch up Colors and we will get started. All right. I almost forgot to turn my desktop audio on. Thankfully, it only affected the music at the start. And I forgot to plug my controller in. Sloppy beginning. Come on. There we go.
See ya.
Sonic Colors glitched up my weave. I love this intro. Okay. Reminds me of the Sega logo intro in Sonic 2. Alright, so, as you can see, I did gather all the red rings off stream. I was able to S-rank 20 stages in doing so as well. I don't think you get anything for S-ranks, though. So, on the note of that Sonic Simulator head kind of looking like it wants to eat me, God, that is freaky. Let's head to Gameland and get started.
Welcome to Gameland, home of the ever-popular Sonic Simulator. Waste time with your pathetic friends in multiplayer mode.
And my Bit Defender popped up. I freaking hate that thing. So, I didn't really go over the player modes. One player is, well, the single player mode. 1.5 player. Basically, the second player can drop in at any time and has unlimited lives. And 2 player is, well, both players trying to complete the stage. Both with their own set of lives and things like that. So you're using a robot replica of Sonic, since this is supposed to be like a simulator thing that Eggman made. And you can change the color of your Sonic by pressing various buttons. So, hey, you can even make Scourge. If any of you get that reference, holy shit, you are just as much of Sonic nerds as I am. You know, just the speed of the simulator, but honestly, crank that up to 5. This is supposed to be Sonic after all, isn't it? And like I said, last stream I did do all the first stages of every set, but I will be playing through them again on this stream, just for the heck of it. So, for any Q&A, so if anyone wants any questions answered, put them in chat. Put them in chat right now. You can put them in at any time while I'm playing the game here. And yes, I did post that announcement in the chat on an alternate account. That's on my phone. Don't worry. I only have that up so I can read the chat. I'm not trying to boost my viewer count artificially. Although in the case of someone like me, I might need to do that at some point. But the Sonic Simulator stages are very simple. All you really do is just make your way through the stages. There's not too many gimmicks with them, like in an Asteroid Coaster or anything like that. The gimmicks are usually just very one-note stuff. These stages are also pretty short, so... And the second Sonic that is following me is a leftover of the multiplayer. You can actually switch it. You can actually switch between the 2 Sonics that you have just by pressing the I think it's the Y button. And each one is their own set of lives, so if you're running low, there's your option to gather some more. Yeah, I'll do them each by set. Also, the red antenna on the Sonic replica makes me think of the Tails doll. And yes, you have color powers in here as well. If you're multiplayer, you can even combine them. And also, you can see that, and you can also see that, you can also hear, actually, that the song for using color powers is actually different in the simulator. It's a 8-bit remix of Reach for the Stars, which I think is a nice touch. And like always when I'm playing on an emulator, I apologize for the frame rate issues that will be cropping up through the entire stream. And no questions yet. That's what happens when you open a Q&A when you're a very small-time streamer. Love doing that with the laser wisp, by the way. Switch over to red real quick. Haha. Brilliant thinking. Family's here? Yeah, fair enough. You can drop questions in the chat if you want, though. I did open Q&A for this stream. I just thought it'd make things a bit more interesting. I'm mostly doing the simulator anyway because it's mostly just bothering me that I wasn't able to finish it on stream. You'll also notice some stems of familiar Sonic stages through the series as you play through the stages in the simulator. Oh, bugger. So much for that. There we go. Cube. I guess I'll give my overall thoughts on, I guess I'll give some of my overall thoughts on colors. I enjoy this game a lot. I've been playing it quite a bit on my own time on this emulator while I was, just when I've been bored and wanted something to play. It might not be as fast as, like, Unleashed or Generations, but it's still a fun game. I know that some people think of this as their favorite Sonic game, and yeah, I can see it. Personally, I'm not sure I'd agree, but it's up there for me. I do kind of wish they kept the regular, color power themes, though. It does get a little annoying hearing Reach for the Stars every time you use the wisps. Not like it's a bad song. It's not like it's a bad song, it just kind of wears out after a bit. It's like the supersonic themes in the Genesis games. Run the slots, because why not? Woohoo, a whole 3 rings. Yeah, this thing was made by Eggman, so getting 3 Eggmans is considered a win. Two in a row, nice. And by completing an entire set of stages, you will net yourself a Chaos Everything. This is completely optional. You do not need to do this to beat the game. But there you go. Chaos Everything. And each stage is representative of a specific everything. This one is the orange one, as you can tell by the background. The last one was green, the last one was green. If you hit this, like, tether ball enough, it will break. I think if you're playing 2-player, you can also smash it instantly by having both players attack it at the same time. It's hard to tell. I don't really play the multiplayer in this. It's a little wonky. Plus, I don't have anyone to play it with. I'm sure if Dolphin had remote play, Katie would be happy to... Someone would be happy to join, not like Katie or something, but eh. Sonic games were always a bit iffy with multiplayer anyway. Unless it's like competitive multiplayer mode like the like Sonic Adventure 2. Spent hours with Sonic Adventure 2 battles multiplayer mode. God, that is fun. Those Eggman hearts are optional, by the way. It's just bonus points. But considering this is like an arcade game, I like going for the high score in it. Yeah, like I said, you can switch between the 2 Sonics, but unless I get low on lives, I usually just stick to the blue. Because, you know, blue is my favorite color. Sonic might have influenced that, but nah, whatever. I can just wall jump up there. Probably. The Wisps, what can you say about them? You either love them or you hate them. I'm on the side that absolutely adores them. I love their designs, their powers are really fun to use. They're just really cute, they're just really cute, I like them. Let me get another laser. Yeah, I'll just go through here. I don't care. Oh, balls. Okay, I'm gonna need to take the long way anyway. GG. So sorry to all 2 fans of Red Sonic out there, but nah, I won't be really using him that much. Yeah, since no one's really asking any questions, I'll ask myself one. What are your feelings on anime? I tend to not really... I'm not too big on anime. There's only like a few I've watched. I think I've watched Pokemon, the Pokemon anime, like off and on, but I never really followed the narrative. The only anime I've really followed the narrative of is Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and even then I really mostly just followed it through like games and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna knock anyone that does like anime. I do see it as a pretty interesting medium. It's just that some anime are just way too freaking long in order to actually like commit to for me. I mean, just look at One Piece. Jeez. Also, a large number of anime are just really dark, and I tend to be kind of hit and miss with dark subject matter. Which is kind of weird, because I write a bunch of, like, angst stories with, like, my friends in my free time, but whatever. I'm a complicated individual. Let's see. Whoa. Pardon me. There we go. There's another Emmer thing. A question that I'm pretty sure would be kind of common is, I hear you making quips about your brother leaving you. Is this projecting, or is this just a bit? It's not a joke. My brother legitimately left me like when he got with his fiance like a while ago, and I haven't heard from him in like 3 years. The last thing I heard from him was a happy birthday. I do miss him a lot, honestly. I try not to think about it too much, though, so it does kind of hurt. But me and him did a lot of stuff together, so... sometimes that's just how it is with family, unfortunately. Ante asks, which Sonic character or characters do you completely and utterly dislike? Depending on the era, I'd probably have to say Amy, like in the mid 2000s era, when her entire character was just, oh, I love Sonic, and it was just, I love Sonic, and just constantly stalking him, and just, ugh. It was annoying. Her character was flounderized for a while there after Adventure 1, and it's just, ugh. I'm so glad that they fixed her up recently, like, most prominently seen in Frontiers. I'm so glad that they changed her. disliked Eggman for a while just because he was the main villain, but he's kind of grown on me a little bit here and there. He's still not my favorite character, like, by a landslide, but I do enjoy him for what he is. He is a pretty fun villain. Let's see. Any other characters I utterly despise? Fans are probably gonna crucify me for this. Big. Like, I don't know why he's got such a big fan base. I don't know why he's got such a huge fan base right now, and I'm playing the stages out of order. Because I forgot I was playing all these stages. Whoops. Whatever. Like... It's just, like... Big's a very one-note character. Like... He just gets kind of annoying. I get that he's, like, a funny meme character at this point, but... I don't know, I think he's kind of overrated even in that aspect. Any comic characters? I've only really read the comics on the side, but I think there's one character that I don't really like all that much, named, I think his name was Ixis Naugus. I don't know much about the guy, but he does seem like a very generic villain to me, and I'm not a huge fan of his design, honestly. Let's see. But yeah, I don't really have very many Sonic characters that I actively dislike. I don't know much about Scourge, but I do know he has a number of fans, and he does seem like a slightly interesting character, even if he's just a jerk. So, although an evil Sonic does seem slightly unnecessary. I mean, Shadow's right there. Although I guess they've been trying to make Shadow much more separate than Sonic anyway, so... Another made-up one. If you're Canadian, why do you say Z? Why do you say Z instead of Z? And things like that. I watch and play a lot of media that was made in the Americas, and it just kind of stuck with me. And I think Z just feels a lot more natural than Z. It's like, I don't know, something about Zed just feels wrong to me. Plus, like I said, an anime that I was kind of infatuated with for a while was Dragon Ball Z. And that's pronounced Z regardless of where you are, so... Oh great, that was a trap. That was a trap Eggman capsule. Thankfully he goes away once you change plans. I'll make up another one. Are there any characters from Sonic that you think got absolutely flounderized for a while? I've already mentioned Amy, because like she was fine in Adventure 1, where she actually kind of had a character, and then in Adventure 2 onward for a while there, it was just, oh, I love Sonic and pretty much nothing else. But I would also say Tails got really done dirty for a while. Like, he was a very independent, like, character in Adventure 2, completely taking initiative when Sonic asked him to. And then for a while, he just depended on Sonic for pretty much everything. Which really hit its stride in Forces. Just, like, he was done so badly in Forces. But I'm sure there's enough videos explaining how Tails was done so dirty in Forces anyway. So I won't get into that. Favorite Sonic character or characters? My personal number one is Sonic himself. Like he's always been probably my favorite game character of all time. Probably one of my favorite fictional media characters I've ever made. Like there's just something about the guy that infatuates me. Apart from that, I'd say Tails is my number two. He's just such a fluffy. He's just such a precious, fluffy goober. Then I'd have to say maybe Shadow would go. Maybe Shadow would go at number 3. Because like Shadow, despite Sega not really knowing what to do with the guy for a while, I do like his powers. I like his design. I think he had a lot of potential. It's just that he didn't reach it for a while there until like the fearless year of Shadow. Which honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, my first Dark Age Sonic game that I'm probably gonna play through is most likely gonna be Shadow 2005, because I actually played that game when I was younger. And I do enjoy it still. Like, not as much as other games, but I do still like it somewhat. Boy, the slot machines really are backwards. 777s is a loss. If it's the right, like, era or game, I will say I really like Amy, though. Like I said, it depends on the era, because if it's the era where she's just, where her whole character is just infatuation with Sonic, it's just, like, please just give her something more to do. Design-wise, though, I do quite like Rouge, and I think most of you understand why that is. Okay, I won't get into that. Did enough of that during my SA2 randomizer. Made up question. Do you like Happy Tree Friends, and if so, why? To an extent, and I could not for the life of me tell you why. It's I don't know, there's just something about the series that I kind of enjoy. It's really weird. Might just be the character. Might just be the character designs. And sometimes the dark comedy can be genuinely kind of funny. But for the most part, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know why I enjoyed that. I don't know why I enjoyed that series. That doesn't mean Small Alex is going anywhere, though. And honestly, when I heard heard from Chugga Conroy's playthrough that Warren Graff, one of the writers of Happy Tree Friends, worked on the writing for this game, my mind was blown. My eyes are for Whisper. Sorry, hers are for Tangle. Honestly though, Tangle's character's kind of been flat from what I've heard lately. He's a love object for Whisper lately. I don't know. I haven't read the IDW comics. I do like characters that are in it though. Made-up question. You're an indie horror fan. Will you ever play Garden of Bandman? No. Don't ask me to play that game, okay? I refuse. It's not even funny anymore with how bad it is. It's just pathetic. And it wasn't even that funny to begin with, so... No, don't expect me to play that game anytime soon. Or ever, for that matter. Proto Blue asks, Post Shift 2 stream when? I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm kidding. I might do Five Nights Fan Games at some point, like from time to time. But I probably won't be doing the ones that are notoriously difficult just to beat, like Post Shift 2. So Katie the Bear Husky asks, thoughts on the Chaotix? They're pretty cool. I do like them. I do like them as characters. Like they're fun. SBO being a ninja is fucking awesome. And the fact that he's voiced by Troy Baker just makes it even better. Even if Troy Baker is just in way too many games lately. He's like the Michael Kovac of games. Or Chris Pratt, if you're into mainstream movies. Like, I don't have anything against the guy, it's just like, sometimes I get a bit tired of hearing him. I do enjoy the Chaotix as characters, though, with the exception of Charmy. Charmy can suck a dick. Actually, no, he can't. He can just sting something, I guess. But I think Sega knows how annoying he is anyway, because, like, most of the rival interactions with him in Crossworld are just the characters getting absolutely fed up with them. Like, if you haven't seen Shadow's rival interaction with Charmy, do it. It's hilarious. Made-up question. Will I ever play Sonic the Hedgehog 2006? Not for a very, very, very long time. First off, I need a way to actually play it, and I want to get the authentic experience. No Project 06. I want to play the game exactly as it was made. So I'm gonna need to find a way to do that legitimately. Or maybe just emulate it, honestly. I don't think anyone would really care. And secondly, that game's just a piece of crap, so it's gonna be a long time before I get the motivation to actually play that. Like, honestly, probably the worst Sonic game that I intend to stream at some point is Shadow 2005. And even that game's not really that bad. I think people kind of oversell that game with how bad it is a little bit. Then again, what else is new with the Sonic fan base? I got a really stupid made-up question. Chuckle or oh no? I'm gonna go with oh no. Oh. Well then. Homing attack malfunction. Speaking of oh no, there's an oh no moment right there. If anyone's watching but is too afraid to really ask anything on stream, you can DM me your questions on Discord. I'll be checking those from time to time as well. Oop. This stage is a little obnoxious because of the enemy killing mechanic. It's like that one room in CD where you have to destroy the Firefly enemies. There we go. I think that's 5 everything so far. I'm gonna make up another question on the fly here. What are your thoughts on Team Fortress 2? Not exactly very good at the game, but I do enjoy it for what it is. I'm not a huge shooter player, so I'm not exactly too good at that game, but I do enjoy it for what it is. I love the characters. I love the promotional videos of it. It's just really I do enjoy TF2. Like, if you haven't watched the promotional videos for TF2, do it. Oh my god, they're great. Katie the Bear Husky asks, most annoying enemy or boss in any of the Sonic games? Fucking slicers. Don't even get me started on those bastards. Like, specifically the ones in Metropolis Zone in Sonic 2. Ugh, they're so jerkishly placed. As for most annoying boss, I'd probably have to say the, rematch against Tails / Dr. Eggman in Sonic Adventure 2. That fight is just so cheap if you don't know what you're doing because of that giant, like, vibe check laser, as I like to call it. It took a long time for Sega to get 3D bosses down. So glad they did nail it once they actually did in Frontiers, though. My main in Super Smash Brothers. You'd think it's Sonic, right? Wrong. It's actually Pac-Man. Sonic, even though he is kind of fun to use, he seems a little bit lacking. Like, he doesn't have a lot of attack power despite being the fastest character in the entire game, and like I just think Pac-Man's a more fun character to use overall because of the applications you can use with his many attacks. I also found out that with the Wisp powers, you can't die. You can take damage, but you can't die if you get hit with 0 rings. If I like blue game characters, what are my thoughts on Mega Man? I love the Mega Man games. Like, I played them to death when I got the Mega Man Legacy Collection, and even before that, I still enjoyed watching the games like hella. I will be streaming those games at some point, probably after some point after Sonic Month. Like, I'm not sure if I want to do it before I play Deltarune Chapter 5 or after. It's hard to decide. But I do like the Mega Man games, as simple as they are. I've played them a lot, so yeah, I do note it. I am pretty decent at them, but they are still pretty tough games. So I might have to spread that into several streams, despite how short the Mega Man games are. I know that YouTuber Cat Icarus played all the Mega Man games in a marathon. The problem there was that he was very inexperienced with the series beforehand, so I've beaten each of the games like at least 3 times, so I'm I'm gonna go with drill under the water. I think that's just a better color ability to use. Hopefully Pal isn't causing too much trouble during this stream. I haven't seen Pal like messing with him. I haven't seen Pal in a while. Like most of the times he's messing with me, it's few and far between right now. I can't tell if he's scheming something or if he's just being, or if he's just lacking ideas right now. It's kind of hard to tell with a gremlin like him. Probably lacking some ideas. Yeah. Maybe he's getting tired of just screwing with my router. He's still doing it. But nah, whatever. The less he disturbs me, the better. Alright, final set of stages here. Made up question. What are your thoughts on Sonic Colors Ultimate? Non-existent. I haven't played it. I haven't really watched any videos of it. I've heard that it's weak. I've heard that it's weaker than the original, but I'm not sure how much. Because there have been people that have been like, taken crappy emulator footage of the original Colors and been like, oh my god, Colors Ultimate footage, look how bad this looks. So it's really hard to tell. Like, the quality of Ultimate. Yeah, screw you. Yeah, screw you, giant floating Eggman head. The floating disembodied head of Dr. Eggman. I've had Omega on Pal Watch the entire month here, so... Picking up a question here, Alex, do you have a fursona? Yes, actually, my fursona is usually a blue fox. Form depends on which universe it's in, but most of the time it's full on anthro. Sometimes it's Five Nights animatronic. It really depends on my mood at the time, really. I might change my little avatar down here to my persona from time to time, depending on certain games, but I'm gonna need someone to actually do the expressions for that, because I'm not very good at drawing anthros. Yeah, Morty. And I think I know just the person. but not for a little while yet. Ow. Made-up question, have you thought about making an animated series? Yes, actually. I do want to make Alexworld a cartoon at some point. I'm just kind of lacking motivation to do it right now. Oh, Katie working on a secret project there. Intriguing. Anyhow. On the last stage here, I'm gonna make up another question here. What is my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game? Probably the original. There's just something about the original that just hasn't been topped to me. Sure, the later games have more characters and better atmosphere, but there's just something about the first one that's just endlessly horrifying. I also have to say, I think I'd also have to say Help Wanted, though that one might be a bit hard to stream since that's a VR game. I can stream it in flat mode, but then it'd be kind of down to kind of putting the experience down a little bit. That game is really meant to be experienced in VR. It's raining rings. We... Nice hit. Nice hit, Alex. Guess we'll just take these guys out with the homing attack. Funny moments with friends. I think there was a time where I was playing Dandy's World with a bunch of friends, you know, before that game kind of went to shit. And one of my friends was playing as Goob. I was Roger for those that are curious. He was in the middle of a group of Twisteds, and I guess he was feeling particularly devious because he used Goob's ability to grab me and pull me towards the Twisteds. And it was just such a jerk moment, but at the same time I couldn't help but laugh at it. And yes, that friend is in chat right now. I got him back, though. With extreme prejudice. There was also a really old time when I was playing Piggy, and I think Katie was the hunter, and I was just juking her back and forth over a door. And she was doing the exact same thing. It just made me laugh. Especially when she just used the E-dance afterward. That video is still up on my channel, by the way. Anywho, that is every stage in the Sonic Simulator in 69 minutes. Nice. And as a result, that is all 7 Chaos Hammer things. And, well, you probably guess what that unlocks. You notice the options satellite starts glowing.
Next up, the option satellite. There. Just a variety of settings for a more pleasurable visit. If you're the self-centered bossy type.
And that unlocks Supersonic. This is a completely different way to play the game. If you turn it on, you won't be able to use Wisp powers, but you will have a very special power-up.
Next up, the Starlight Carnival. The sheer scale of our illuminated.
I think I'll go to Starlight Carnival. You can see I'm already Supersonic in the Act Select. And going through the, well, going through the stage, you'll see that I'm still regular Sonic, and that's because, like usual, you need to gather 50 rings in order to actually become Supersonic. Mostly chose Starlight Carnival because I love the visuals in it. Like I said, you can't use Wisps in Supersonic mode. Don't worry, the stages are adjusted so that you don't need them anyway. So gather 50 rings, and then press the color power button, and with Supersonic, you're faster, you can jump higher, I believe. You're also completely invincible. And boosts and bonuses that are unique to this game. You will get bonus points the longer you stay in this form. your boost is unlimited, and if you use... And when you perform a trick, it'll automatically go to the highest rating when you press the button once. So Supersonic is really fun, but the amount of things you have to do in order to actually get him, it's really your choice whether it's worth it or not. Although by the time you actually get him, you've pretty much already completed everything in the game, so you don't really need to do anything more. So there's not really any reason to use Supersonic besides just for fun, I guess. Although one thing I will say about Supersonic, the song does get a little repetitive. And Frontiers came along and made Supersonic mandatory, but also made him awesome. Yeah. You might not be able to use him in, like, regular stages in Frontiers, but my god, when you do get to use him, he is so fun. However, it's actually pretty hard to get an S rank with him because since you're depleting rings all the time, you're never going to get a very good ring bonus. Since the stream was really short, I think I'll do some more stages of Supersonic while I do some Q&A. So go ahead and drop your questions in the chat if you want them answered. I'll be making up a few questions here and there that I think viewers might have. Not that I'd really know all that much, because I don't have any viewers. Anyway. This isn't the self-loading stream. I'll leave the self-loathing to my daily life. I have problems. Anyway. Thoughts on Zero from the Mega Man series. Zero is fucking awesome. You can't look at the Mega Man, you can't look at Zero from the Mega Man X series and tell me that isn't fucking cool. Does Generations have Supersonic? Yes, but it is very lacking. First off, you need to get it from the skill shop after you beat the game, and it uses 100 skill points, which means that's the only skill you can have active on that set. And as well as this, he isn't that powerful compared to how he usually is. Yeah, you still get the invincibility and things like that. But he also just feels really slow as classic, and you deplete rings like nobody's business in that game. Like, you drain rings like so fast as Supersonic and Generations. It's not worth it if you ask me. Especially if you boost as modern Supersonic. God, you lose your rings like in a second when you do that. Favorite Five Nights fan game? That's hard to decide because there's a lot that I really, really like. I think I'd have to say... maybe... Yeah, it's a really hard decision. The Candy series is really good.
Next stop.
My mind's kind of blanking on that right now. Sorry. There's a lot that I really enjoy. I think right now it'd have to be Frick Bears 3. Like, that game doesn't take itself too seriously, but yeah, I definitely enjoy. But yeah, I definitely love Frick Bears 3. I even made my own character mod for Frick Bears 3 as well, so maybe I'll show that off on live stream at some point. I don't know. Okay, for the most part. The gameplay of it is just really fun as well. It's like Ultimate Custom Night, except it's not complete overload. Most hated Five Nights fan games, specifically due to the way their instructions are and their difficulty spikes. Post Shift 2. That one's an obvious pick. I'd also have to say Dormitibus, and not just because of that. We're not going to get into that, because there's enough videos that do that already. But the mechanics of Dormitibus are really annoying at some points. And the gameplay is just really clunky in the original version of it. The remaster's pretty good, but I heard that the devs of the remaster actually didn't like it, so they're remastering it again. I don't really understand why. I thought the remaster was fine. But I swear to God the devs of the Slumber trilogy are just fucking bipolar sometimes anyway, so.
Next stop.
Let's see. What other questions would there be that I might answer? I've already played the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4. Am I planning on playing the rest of the games in the series? That's a massive maybe. I might do a second FNAF-thon at some point, but honestly, I don't think the games... But honestly, I think for the most part, the games after the original 4 just aren't as good. Like, there's a few gems in there. Like, I think Help Wanted is really good. And I think Security Breach gets a bit too much hate. It's not the greatest game out there, but I think it is way overhated. ASL, it means age, sex, location. Alex, male, none ya business. Alex, age, adult, male, none ya business. I'm gonna go with that. Another common question I've seen from Q&As like this: Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, she's in chat right now, actually. Another question: What gave you the idea for Sonic Month? Well, I saw YouTubers making their own special months for the series that they love the most. Like there was PBG with Zelda Month. There's Cat Icarus with Bandicoot Month, which he rarely ever actually gets to on time. I thought that if they could do their own special months for their favorite game franchises, why not me? So I decided to do a Sonic special month, and that's why I theme up all my Sonic streams. Even when I'm not playing in Sonic Month, I do still theme up my Sonic streams because I love this series so much. Most annoying or likable characters in Frick Bears? I'd say most annoying would probably be Lefty mechanic-wise. I just tend to forget about him a lot. It's really freaking annoying trying to keep in mind that you have to get the audio lore in there, because I rarely ever use the vents. Most of the vent animatronics can be warded off with the mask. Lefty's the only one that really can. Personality-wise, I'd say the most annoying is Nightmare Balloon bitch ass, because he's just a big bully. Likeable, I would say... It's hard to say, because a lot of them just have so much personality in that game. see. I'd say Bonnie's kind of likable because he's like always trying to impress Freddy. He's just kind of a cute little bean in that game. And of course Lolbit has to be at the top. Frickers 3 Lolbit is peak. Actually, I'm gonna go for Aquarium Park instead. I'm trying to find stages where you can get Supersonic decently early. For me, I like Lolbit. Everybody loves Lolbit in that game. Whoa. Sorry about that, my mom came down to pick up the balls that my dog dropped down the stairs. God, he's such an idiot. Another boost that Supersonic has is that he can push these boxes without even needing to boost in order to kick them all the way. Thoughts on Secret of the Mimic? That is a really good Five Nights game. I do think that it's a great return to good quality for the series after the very controversial security breach. Although some parts of it can be a little clearer on what you're meant to do. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Fucking pirate show. And don't be fooled, Supersonic can still drown. Favorite Sonic form or forms? With the recent glow-up that Supersonic has got, I think he's skyrocketed to probably... I think Supersonic has skyrocketed to my favorite Sonic form overall.
Next up, the...
I mean, Supersonic was always my favorite Sonic form overall, but, like, with the glow-up he got in Frontiers, he's gotten even better to me. Let's see. Probably probably a question that I'm gonna get. Are you going to play Playtime with Percy at some point? Honestly, because of Pal messing with me so much, my views on that game have been kind of skewed, so I probably have to be forced to play that game. Like, no disrespect to the game. It's still a pretty good one, but, like... Pal has kind of skewed my views on the game. I'm gonna need to, like... Only way I can play that game is if I was forced to at this point. Anywho, let's see what else. Dr. Eggman or Dr. Wily? I think I'd have to say Wily. I just think Wily's a bit more threatening overall. Like, there's nothing wrong with Eggman. It's just I've always enjoyed Wily over Eggman. I just think his robots are more memorable and unique. Consistently, anyway. I think I will do Terminal Velocity, because that is just... I'll finish with Terminal Velocity, because that stage is really fun to do with Supersonic. Katie the Bear Husky asks, do you enjoy listening to the Sonic OSTs? You bet your sweet Bippy I do. Like, I've sung my praises for the Sonic soundtracks a lot. I listen to them all the time, just in the background. I've had times where I replay a Sonic game. Oh, it's Act 5 that I'm thinking of. I've had times where I replayed a Sonic game just to listen to the soundtrack again. It's always really good. Unless it's Chronicles, then, yeah. Just for fun. Oh, you automatically dive bomb to Supersonic. Okay, good to know. Just for fun. Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald? It's right here. Sorry, I had that idea in mind and I just couldn't resist. With how big a Sonic fan I am, someone will probably ask at some point, what are my thoughts on the Sonic movies? They're good. They're a really enjoyable time. Like, I'd say just start with the first one. You don't really need to go back to it after you watch like Sonic 2 or Sonic 2 and 3, though, because those movies are just so much better. But I did enjoy the first one. Well enough. The second one was great. And then the third one was awesome. I really wonder what they're going to do with the fourth one. Because, yeah, they are planning a fourth movie. And it's probably going to take a lot of inspiration from Sonic CD, if anything. Which, considering how beloved CD is, that's probably going to... That's a large bar to clear. But I think they can make it work. They've made it work so far. Now, let's see, anyone else got anything to ask? Because I'm kind of running out of made-up questions. Because I'm kind of running out of theoretical questions. I am just kind of padding the stream at this point. Even just stupid meme questions you can put in, I'll respond to them to the funniest of my ability. And I'm totally gonna steal this one, but it might show up in comment sections at some point. Can a match box? No, but a tin can. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite jokes that I heard back in the old school internet. Like, I'm getting increasingly more unhinged with my theoreticals. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's enough padding. Let's do terminal velocity and, I guess, rematch the final boss.
Repeat, critical system failure. All attraction access is temporarily suspended. Please evacuate the park via the emergency exit ahead. This is all your fault.
So if anyone has any more questions that they want to ask, go ahead. Supersonic completely breaks terminal velocity Act 1. Like, just watch. And just hold boost. And yeah, just make sure to jump from time to time. Since you have unlimited boost and it does attract rings... Plus they give you a lot of rings at terminal velocity, so... Yeah, this stage is a cakewalk with Supersonic. Another theoretical. If you're Canadian, do you speak French? No. I tried to learn Canadian French, and I just couldn't get the hang of it to save my life. I know a few French words, but I'm not, like, exceptionally fluent. So, yeah. If you're expecting me to stream in any language besides English, sorry to disappoint you. Let's rematch the Mega Wisp armor actually as well. See if I can get the S rank on it. Thoughts on Gubby being the embodiment of pure chaos. I think that is one of the greatest things to ever happen in the Roblox fan base, and just in the friend group. I'm pretty sure Proto Blues is gonna have like a running joke going on, like my pal thing, where he has Gubby being the cause of his frame rate drops. No, I want an S rank on this boss, damn it. So I'm gonna need to do it perfect. Ah, come on. No, come on. Bugger. Okay. Retry. I needed to catch up. So I'm gonna hold forward. A bit while I Ante asks, favorite Chow type combos? Hard to decide because I love all of them, but I'm probably gonna have to go with the pure run type because it looks just like Sonic and I do like that. I already maxed out the quick step. I already maxed out the quick step bonus, so. Okay. I think I'd probably have to go with run power type though, especially when you have a golden chow to go with it. It looks like supersonic. Another theoretical, since I just beat the final boss of this game again. Favorite Sonic final boss? I'd probably have to say the Final Hazard from SA2. There's just something about that boss that feels really awesome. It's not the most difficult boss in the world, but it's still a fun battle. And it's also probably the most worthwhile thing Super Shadow has ever done. Like, where the hell is Super Shadow anyway?
Critical system failure. Next stop, Steve.
But I think that is everything I wanted to show with colors, so I think I'm gonna finish up this stream right here. Like I said, this was going to be a very short one, since I was just doing the simulator and showing off Supersonic. But yeah, Sonic Colors, very enjoyable game, I will say that. I think this game is worth a try. Like if you can find the original version, I highly recommend it. Otherwise, Ultimate is an option. I'm not sure how good Ultimate is compared to the original, but hey. I do think this is very worth your time. It's a very short game, but it's just really fun to replay, mess around with the powers, see how high ranks you can get. Even Supersonic is just fun to mess around with. But that is Sonic Colors in a nutshell. Allow me to shut my emulator down once the song runs. And I will do my farewell. God, I love the Wisp designs. They're so simple. They're so simple, but they're just so cute. So far from my favorite Sonic game out there, but it's really damn good. I would say I like it more than Shadow 2005. Close the emulator, and that is everything I wanted to do with this game. I do apologize for not showing the red rings, but honestly, that would have been very... That would have been really long to just get all the red rings. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed. If you do want the locations of the red rings, just look up a walkthrough of it. There's like a ton of them on YouTube. And that'll do it for this super short stream. So, next time, I will be relaxing in the Chow Garden, and after that, I'm not sure. I might continue Sonic Mods. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to make a decision on that. Later. But until next time, this has been Alex. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through this game, and enjoyed watching me as Super Sonic. And I hope to see you in the Chow Garden for just some nice chill time. Until next time, farewell. I still have no proper outro. I should probably fix that. See you later. Where's my ending? There it is. Jeez.
Let's get the fuck out of here right now.
Super Sonic.